This program is brought to you by Emory University.
Well, one of the questions that, I guess an empirical question we have is the degree to which this creed of innocent until proven guilty has truly changed. I think in the case of Troy Anthony Davis, it's just a strong illustration of how it can change and how disastrous that change can be, both for the condemned man, for the families involved, and for democracy. I think that, I guess because we are in this technological age and the age of reality television and pseudo-reality television, that we have false understandings about how the criminal justice process actually works. I mean, one thing that struck me was our sort of collective ignorance about who has the power to make decisions in relationship to saving the life, sparing the life of Troy Davis. I was just astounded that people were calling for President Obama to stop this thing. Like, why? He can't stop this thing. He's not the president of Georgia, right? Troy Davis wasn't convicted of federal crimes, a state crime. But we also had, people saying, why doesn't the governor stop this? Governor, you must pardon him. And it's like, well, our state constitution doesn't allow that, right? State constitution says that in terms of clemency, pardons, paroles, that authority rests with the Board of Pardons and Paroles, appointed by the governor. And you might imagine, well, he appointed them so, he could use influence. But that's not how things work. Moving forward, I think that this would be a hard thing to consider for a lot of people who supported Mr. Davis. But I think they will have to come to a recognition that his execution was a sacrifice. He himself, right, in the letter that he wanted released to the public, towards the end of his letter, he talks about how this matter is bigger than Troy Davis. Right? It's not about Troy Davis. It's about what's good for democracy, society, the achievement of justice, fairness, all these sorts of things. And that ultimately it's about how we decide to use the power of the state for good. And if we focus on that idea that Mr. Davis left us with, then, all that he went through, all that the state of Georgia went through, that the nation, the world collectively went through around this, should be, and I do believe will be, employed to mobilize, organize, bring together a tremendous set of moral, political resources that will be used to change the democratic machinery of death that we have in the United States. To find and design and erect a different machinery, one that I think doesn't do violence to our ideas about justice, and one that allows us to feel secure that the decisions we make are good decisions, but also aren't decisions that lock us into a potential world where we later learn that our decisions were just dreadful.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.